Hey guys, so it's been a while since I uploaded a video. Just gonna run through my last thoughts on this deck as it's getting closer to states. Currently I've been enjoying the deck, but I've also found a lot of weak points in it that I'd like to cover up because our states is in 2 weeks time. And you don't want to really be going with a half deck or something that you're not completely comfortable with or you have all your trust in. Right now I've been playing quite a bit of Ryziels and Mitsurugi variants that have been running around locals and Fiendsmith variants, so the deck is more tailored to that. And going into states, I'm expecting a lot of Mitsurugis. Currently, my scores have been coming in the top 3 of every locals. Last week, Sunday, I came second. I lost 1 game due to a misplay on my half against Bastille Fiendsmith with the Tempai side, although the Tempai never came out. Then the week before that, I lost to Snake Eye just because of Azaroon's statue. I could not play under that. But yeah, let's go through the deck and I'll tell you my thoughts on the ratios. It'll be a bit of a long video because there's quite a bit that I'd like to talk about, changes that I would like to make and get some feedback. So for the Maliss part, 2 Dormouse, 2 Rabbit, 2 Jessie Cat. So we just go here, Dormouse and White Rabbit, it's standard because it's limited. So these are no problem. The issue comes now with the Jessie Cat as to whether you want to play 2 Jessie Cats or if you want to play 3. Now, I personally find this card alone does too little to warrant it being 3 copies. I don't feel comfortable having this card in my opening hand. So I wouldn't want to increase the chances of seeing a redundant card that does nothing, because Jessie alone does so little. And also in combo, you will already burn through the Jessie Cat summon of the red ransom. So there's no need to really run more than 2 in my opinion. Also, the bonus effect of Jessie Cat doesn't really play well into the current meta. Like the effect that if a Maliss monster points to this card, it'll banish the card that it battles. Yes, it's amazing against Mitsurugi until you remember, oh wait, Kusanagi can just add back from the banishment. This alone does not give enough boost on your binder or ransom to cleanly out detonator. So it doesn't make sense as to why you'd want to put more of it for the bonus effect that it has. Also, you do this against a Maliss player, it's just, you played yourself. So then we go to the next name, Marche. I think this card is a 3-off. It's you have to play 3. It's a really good card. It helps the deck tremendously. Let me try and go lower so it's easier for to focus. Anyway, I think Marche is a really good card. There was a neat trick that I just picked up on recently that I will show you guys with a Marche combo. I'll probably make another video on variety of combos that I run. So the Marche is a 3-off. It is expensive, I know, but if you're playing the deck, sadly you have to buy the cards. There's no substitute. I see people running 2 Marche. I think that's honestly just a budgeting issue, and which is fine. I mean, there's other variants of this deck that you can play which is a little bit more budget friendly. So 2 field spell because it's limited, 1 Maliss in the mirror, and then the 2 traps. I think 2 traps is correct. It's all dependent on what 2 traps you'd like. I see there's an argument of going 07 and TB11 or 07 and 06, which is what I'm going for. I think 3 traps is not correct, mainly for the fact that you have these 3 traps in your deck And if you go in first and you see multiple of traps, it's really redundant because they do nothing. Going second, going first, it is good because you can play around certain things, but I don't think it gives it enough to play. It warrants it enough to play 3. I agree that you play 2. 07 is the mandatory one because this is the add banish and it does, quite frankly, the most. And then 06, I like 06 personally, just because games are longer. There's a lot of time pressure and constraint, and since you're playing a combo deck, naturally you are going to take longer to combo because there's a lot of steps that are involved. So this allows you just to gain that extra life in time, just to put the pressure back on the opponent, like, hey, you thought my life points were so low, but they're not. It's also lovely because people hold Bell for this card, not realizing that in combo we add March here to hand. Like, I don't understand why you would Bell this when you just know after you Bell it, we're just going to March here, get the same end board. Maybe it does stop the life point gain, but yeah. Then we go to the other bits of the engine. Terraforming, third copy of the field spell. Gold sock, it is the field spell. Going into game 3, normally you would side out a lot of your banished cards. So if you were playing things like the Law of Darkness previously, like what I tried and things, you would side them out for the Lancia. Now, it happened to me that I sided both of these out, and it was devastating. I feel what you should do is you should keep the gold sock in the deck and always side out the terraforming, because even if they do hand trap you, you can always thrust into this. So if the hand trap isn't, for example, Lancia, this is still full combo. So let's say they drop a rogue Bell on you, or they throw in a Charmy in the main phase or something, then you can always thrust into gold sock if they have a monster. Or even if you're playing into a board, they'll normally use their on-field monsters to stop what you have, which could turn on the thrust into sock, which will unbrick you. So I think that's really important not to side both of these out, like what I did one game, but I won the game, so I got a bit lucky. 3 backup, 1 wizard. Yeah, this is the ratio. You don't play less, you definitely don't play more. There's arguments to play more than 1 wizard, I just don't see it. I play 1 AI Mewtwo in the main. I was running 2 AI Mewtwo in the main and 1 in the side. This helps you play under Lancia a little bit better, but I felt like this card is a bit cloggy to have multiples of it, and also like I just don't see the need of having multiple of them, because they are once per turn, and also in combo you add backup. So let's just say your hand is a little bit weak and you just got backup and AI Mewtwo, then it fixes up the problem, so you allow you to go full combo. But yeah, I like it. I don't think I would play more than it. I think 1 copy is enough. I've tried multiple copies of it. I don't like it. So 1 AI Mewtwo is good. You should play between 1 to more than 1. But definitely you have to have more than 1 in the main deck. You have to have 1 in the main, I feel. Then for the monsters, Mag and Ruas. I'm a Dragon Link player. I love my dragons. I'll keep playing my dragons. The Bestial engine is one of my favorite engines of all time. Since I've ever played this game, I'm sad that I, after many years, sold my Lubellians. But yeah, one of those things. So I play 1/1. And a neat interaction, which I'll come into later, is you could go mag effect, and then you add the Phantasmi because it's a dragon. So then they play around the Phantasmi. It also hits the Mitsurugi. It also hits the Fiendsmith. Mag or the Bastille onto the Engraver hurts, or this onto the Requiem to cut off the engine altogether also hurts a lot. There's also the way you use the Magnumats and the Bastilles to hit the Arme, which is Engrave. When it tries to use the effect to reborn itself, you just knock it out the park. And then if you hit them with mag and then you add again, your next target will always most likely be the Kusanagi, because then once Kusanagi goes, there's no way on earth they're getting that Arme back from the banished. It's gone for good, and that really hurts the engine a lot. And then the hand traps that I play 3 Ash. Ash is really weak, but I play it because Ash stops this card, which is Flua. You have to play Ash not to really stop their monsters, but to stop the Charmies on your turn, which sounds crazy, but that's just what the game has become. And then I play a lot of 2-off hand traps. So I play 2 Purulia, I play 5 Charmies in the main, and then I play 2 Droll and Lock in the main. So there's multiple times where I've got Fluad and then I've drolled myself under the Flua just to stop my opponent from drawing more, because Maliss can play under Droll fairly well. Why I don't play 3 Droll? Quite simply is I find it to be a very cloggy card. Like, I lost a game not too long ago because my opening hand was 3 Droll and Lock, and I just looked at this and I'm like, what do I do? Like, there's no Maliss combo that can combo with 3 Droll and Lock. So I just looked at it and I'm like, set 1 pass, go. And lo and behold, I lost the game. So that's why I moved over to 2 Droll. Also because if you Charmy someone, so let's say you Flua or Purulia them, you want to draw into the Droll. So if they're taking on the challenge and they're giving you multiple draws, you then wait for your hand to be reasonably fixed. Like, you like what it is, you got your starters, you got your interruptions, let's say you got an extra hand trap or so, and then you draw them after your hand is fixed. So then you can continue hitting them with a few more hand traps, which really punishes them. To Nib, I've never ever recommended people play Nib at 3, so it's a very cloggy card. It's the worst 6th card to draw, and it's one of the best cards when you pair it with multiple cards. So Droll and Nib is probably a turn ender for most decks, except Maliss, which doesn't die to Droll, but it kind of does right now. So yeah, I like the Nib. I feel there's argument for Nib to come out, but the thing is, you want to have a lot of unfair hand traps. So hand traps that do a lot against your opponent. So the Charmies and Fluas, just force them to go into half boards, and if they commit into it, then the Nib is going to hammer them into nothing. Or your Drolls, which force them onto half boards, to which hopefully your engine is strong enough to just beat over. And then go to the next part, is the trap. So I played 2 Imperm. I know it's crazy that Imperm is now a 2-off, and because this has always been a mandatory 3-off for like so many years that I've been in this game. But I just don't like it recently. I feel like it is so fair. Like, it's just like, oh, I negate 1 monster and that's it. Like, I feel like Imperm in today's game state does absolutely nothing. Yeah, there's times where Imperm on Dormouse just is a turn skip. But there's also times where Imperm on Dormouse, Imperm on Splash Mage is not enough. So it's like, it's so awkward of a card. Like, I feel like the best part of Imperm right now is the negate, the column for the spells and traps, because that turns off a lot of like weird things that happen in the game, like a rogue skill drain or something stupid like that. So I played 2 Imperm, and then the best Malice card, 3 Dominus Impulse. I know it's very expensive, but if you have it, you have it and you play it, because it is such an unfair card. Like, imagine you hit your opponent with like something like Droll and Lock, and they're trying to build a board because they don't want to die, and then you nib them, and then they're like, okay, well, that hurt, and then they carry on trying to play, and then you impulse them. That's just a turn that no deck can play through that. So yeah, and then that'll be a clean 40. You can run the deck like that at 40, but I play a 41st card because I found it to be a little bit easier to side with 41 cards than it is to side with 40. And then for the 41st card, I play Talents. If I see it, I see it. If I don't see it, it's one of those things. And it's not like it's a combo piece. It's a little bit of a defensive card, but I like it. And it's also so salty when you talents them because it's limited to 1 now. Side deck. 2 Lingaribo, Almirage, Link Spider. Those are your link ones. Use the Almirage to play if you got a hand trap and backup. You normal the hand trap, link it into Almirage, backup, and you're off to the races. Link Spider when you get nipped. I see 2 Lingaribos. Everyone says, oh, well, you play 2 Lingaribos because it comes up. I don't know about that. Like, me personally, very, very rarely do I go into 2 Lingaribos. I've been playing this deck for so many months now. I think I've only used both Lingaribos once ever. There's an argument for the 1 Lingaribo to come out and potentially look for a dark. So I have my dark here. I'm comfortable with that because I felt the Dark Charmer came out a lot more than the second Lingaribo. And also because this card is so awkward. Like, it negates trap activation. Why can't I just negate any bloody trap? Because I'll be so happy if we could just negate True Light or just negate Azarun Statue. Stupid card. But yeah, I don't think 2 Lingaribos are correct. I see a lot of people playing 2, but I don't personally agree with it. I'm going to try 1 Lingaribo with the 1 Dark this weekend to see how that goes. Because I feel like Dark is such a better card. Mainly because like, even if the hand is relatively weak, but you got a Malice in the grave somehow, you can always just go like, sure, link the 2 off, make dark crash into something, add the March here, main phase 2 March here, banish the name, summon itself, the name comes back, use those 2, go into Splash Mage, bring back, and then you just unbricked. So there's a lot of thought that's going into the second Lingaribo. Next one is the Link 2s. Splash Mage, mandatory. It's very important. Wicked to add the backup, mandatory. And then these are the 2 flex spots, SP Little Knight and Haggard. The more and more I play, the more and more I realize that SP is so good. Like, you can go 3, 4, maybe even 5 weeks and you'll never play SP. And then all of a sudden, one day, you're just getting so awkwardly hand-trapped and stopped that you're making SP every single game. And that's what happened. And honestly, if I did not have this SP, there was a tournament where I think I would have probably came out dead last. But because I played SP, I was able to come like, I either won it or I came like second, something like that. Just because like I got stopped. I was able to make SP, survive a turn or two, and then it's just too much. SP with any Maliss Link 3 is too much. Haggard Lizardos. Again, a lot of people are cutting this and I see why. But I kind of like the Haggard because I normally go into Haggard when I nib someone. So I link the nib off and this, make the Haggard, and then my first action is just Haggard banish for cost to save the normal summon. And also Haggard just comes up ridiculously weirdly. Like at one stage it was like really awkward. My opponent stopped me. It was a grindy game and I just somehow got a Bestial in hand and I magged him and then I Druid-swarmed him. And then it's two monsters with different names. Mag and Druid are different names. Cracked. Make Haggard. Druid-swarm sends one special summon monster and then Haggard Lizardos banish. Unbricked. Let's go. And I just kill him. So I really think Haggard is a mainstay in the deck. Link 3s. 3 of these things. You play Maliss, you play these cards. The Ransom, the Cryptor, the Binder. There's a new nifty trick that came out that I saw. I'll just show it to you. So this card lets you add a Maliss spell card. So you add the Maliss in the mirror. This is, for example, let's say you got a hand of Flua, Purulia, and some other random things sticking around, and you got stopped somewhere, and you can't really go into the full colorful end board. So you just add the Maliss in the mirror, and then you set Maliss in the mirror and you pass. So on your opponent's turn, you go, sure, anyway, Maliss in the mirror, target your card to negate it. Banish the red Ransom. The mirror will go to grave. Then you're going to go red Ransom 1 to special summon herself back. And then you chain them with the Furulia, and then you chain them with the Flua. Bang, bang. Next thing you know, they're under double Malchami. This comes back, the monster's negated, and now you set you banish the rabbit will come back, you set the trap. Use the trap to banish the rabbit because it's already done. You add the March here, or you add the Dormouse, and you just banish a card on the field. So, quite a fun little interaction that I started doing to some people to catch them off guard. I also recently did this one against someone where I actually suffered a little bit, but somehow I managed to make SP Little Knight and Red Ransom. So that's all I had, SP Little Knight and Ransom, because Ransom got ashed. So I just like, okay, SP Ransom pass, and I SP target the Ransom and the SP banish both and double flew at him. And then I brought this back and he just passed. He just lost, because that added the field spell, which was too much at that point for the kickback. Access Code, one of the best cards in the game. Still is one of the best cards, especially in this deck. Firewall, I think this is a mandatory card, mainly because the end board that this provides, I feel, is so much better than the end board with that transcode talker and all those things. When you have the end board with these two and the allied on top is quite insane. I don't think I've ever lost when I made that end board. And then Bomber. This card's an L. Absolute L. Like, every time I summon this card, I lost that game. I know people say, oh, just make the Bomber, it's a good half board. Bro, it's such an ass board. Like, this card is just so bad, honestly. And maybe I just don't know my Bomber lines that well, which is very true. So that's something I need to work on, but I don't like this. I think you can throw this in the binder. It's that bad. Maybe even the bin. And then Allied. This is insane. This just makes the end board so strong. So yeah. And then let's go over the side deck. 2 Phantasmi, for Maliss. One Call by the Grave for Lancia. It looks very weird, the side deck, but you'll understand why. So One Call by the Grave for Lancia. One Roll and Lock, because I got 2 in the main, and sometimes you are going second against Mitsurugis and things. It's fine drawing 2 rolls. At least you know they're not playing for 2 turns. Duster, because you always have to respect back row. There's wild people out here. They'll come out with the most randomest of things, and I'm one of them. So you have to play your Duster. Thrust to search Duster. Thrust to search D-Barrier. Because D-Barrier against Raziel Mitsu is quite effective. And then 3 Lancia. It helps. So originally I had this lineup was here. This was all fine. And I was playing 2 Malchami Meowls over the Phantasmic. And I didn't really like the Meowls that much, honestly. So I just felt like the Meowls was a bit hit and miss. Like it either turn skipped them or it just didn't do enough. And I found like the Phantasmic body itself is not bad. 2/4 is quite a good body to have. And a neat interaction is if they have Requiem and your Phantasmic and they chain Requiem to Tribute, you don't put anything back. You just draw and be like, cool, shot, bro. So, yeah. I like the Phantasmes. And then I was experimenting with this. I put 2 Dark Ruler No Mores. Mainly because Maliss cannot play into a board to save its life. Like, sometimes an Imperm with a 2000 vanilla level 4 dragon is enough for us not to win the game. Because we can't even play through that. So, Dark Ruler No More helps a lot because a lot of the boards are kind of weird. Like, you have that Ame, then you have the Futso, then you have the what you call it, you have Ame, Futso, Detonator, and all these other random things running around in the chat. Like, I feel like Dark Ruler just like blankets most of it. And yeah, the no damage kind of sucks a lot. But if you're putting Dark Ruler No More in your deck, it probably means you won the previous game. So unless this is game 3, which I don't understand how, because if it's game 3, that means you won game 1 and lost game 2. So if you bring Dark Ruler No More, it probably means you won game 1. And with you winning game 1, it really helps. Because this Dark Ruler just allows you to break the board and puts you into a potentially grindy game 2. And I like the Maliss grind game because this deck can grind, and at any point in time just one monster automatically just makes access code out of the blue. And yeah, so I like the Dark Ruler for that reason. And then going first, I put it in because your only out is Duster. Anti-Spell Fragrance. Nice Mitsurugi deck you got there, bro. Can't activate your Prayers, can't activate your... well, you can change your Prayers to Anti-Spell, I guess, but you can't activate your Ritual, you can't activate your Mirror, you can't activate a lot, you can't activate Bonfire if you're playing Raziel. And then, on top of it, 2 Deck Lockdown. The cons of Deck Lockdown: it's a continuous spell. SP Little Knight, target outed. Okay, sure. At least now I know you can't attack me directly. The other cons with Deck Lockdown: X Raziel, I guess. X Dump Aggregator. But now I don't think they can legally go Aggregator 1, X Raziel 2. Because you can't use X Raziel under Deck Lockdown. because it's trying to do something which you just can't fucking do. So yeah, I kind of like deck lockdown, especially when you got deck lockdown behind the allied code talker. That is bad. That's bad news for my bro. And yeah, I played 2 of them because 1, I don't have 3, and 2, because like I search so much in Maliss, I can just find it when I need to. So Dark goes in for the second link rebuild. Let's go through some of the the other options. So I spoke about the Chessy Cat and why I don't think you play 3. I had the metal detonators for Metal Tronus. I don't like it, mainly because the extra deck is so tight. Metal Tronus, you're just going to get ashed on it, and all these other weird things. And also, like, Metal Tronus, I felt only deals with one aspect of it. And let's say you go Metal Tronus, detonator, banish the detonator. Okay, well, you still got to deal with army, which is a problem. So yeah, I didn't really find the Metal Tronus to be that impactful. I felt like it was more impactful last format when Raizel Mitsu wasn't really the real threat, but now there's just too many engines in that Raizel Mitsu deck. That makes the Metal Tronus a little bit harder, considering that they end with that Great Purification, which I think is an Omni. Next card is Baldric. Why do I not play more Bastials? I think you shouldn't. There are lists that I see people playing multiple more Bastials to help extend. I feel backup activeness to such a good extender that you don't really need more than it. There is an argument for you to cut out the one AI Michu for the Baldric and then put the AI Michu into the side deck. That's something I could potentially get behind, something I could try, because Bastials are a little bit better into the Matsurugi aspect. Something to look at. You probably drop out the anti-spell for it, so then you'll have the AI Michu in the side. But then, again, I feel I really like AI Michu in the main deck, because AI Michu means you add backup, add its backup, just hit a normal summon, like a hand trap, backup, dump, and then there you go, full combo. Sanctum, I was playing Sanctum for the longest time to set off the thrust. I don't know, I feel like thrusting into Sanctum, it's still going to get beat with Ash, so that's the problem with it. And then you don't really want to like having the Lancias chilling around that much. Ironically, there's this weird tech where people go spell card monster reborn, get Lancia, reborn the Lancia to their field, and then Lancia you, which I just found to be kind of awkward. So yeah, there's an argument for Sanctum to come back, but I don't really see it. SP Little Knight, not SP, IP. I cut this a long time ago, and I don't think I need it, mainly because this thing requires non-link monsters, and very rarely do you have non-link monsters just like chilling bodies on the board to make IP a genuine play. And also, IP into what? SP? Do you really want to be SPing a Maliss board? And yeah, I get the logic. Oh, you just make SP banish your link, and then whoop, there you go, unbrick. Like, it's so tight as it is. I don't see it. And also that IP as a half board under Flua is just like, no, bro, just no. At that point, just make the L, which is the bomber. Because if bomber can't deal with most boards as your half board, there's no way IP into SP is dealing with dealing with boards. So just scrap the idea. 2 AI Michus. Do you want to play more of them? Here's the argument. This card is really, really good. I don't see why you would want to play so many of them, because alone it's not really a starter. It's purely an extender, which is my argument. So the last few cards is Crossout. Crossout in the mirror match is really good, because you cross out Engine, it becomes insane. But my concern is you play Crossout and then you have to play like so awkwardly, like your side deck becomes so awkward, because you're like, you bring the Crossout, you bring the Call By, or let's say you don't even play Call By, you bring the Crossout, then you bring one Flua, then you bring one Lancia, and then like now all of a sudden you got Lancia against Blue Eyes or something stupid like that, and you draw the Lancia and they're like, oh well, crack, now my Crossout's dead. Like it's just so awkward, and then you bring Fluas going first. It's just, I just don't like it. So I just said no. Imperm, whether I should have the third Imperm in the side or not, I don't like it. Like I said, Imperm alone does so little, and ironically, most of the time when I'm going first, I'm taking the Imperms out. I'm not even playing with Imperms, because I'm like, bro, what is the Imperm gonna do in my hand going first? Just take it out. I'd rather just put Deathlock down pass at that point than having one Imperm, hoping Imperming, I don't know, Ice Ryziel is enough. Because ironically, I can't even Imperm Duo Drive, because at that point they already got too much. And then Lightning Storm. I think Storm is good. Storm answers a lot of the Maliss board, if people don't know that. Because most of our Link monsters can't go in defense because they're Link monsters. So Storm, it's a really strong card. And if you got a combination of Storm Duster, you just go Duster back row, they chain one or two things. Maybe they use the Omni Negate to out it. Then you'd be like, cool, Lightning Storm. GG's, bro. Just destroy the board. So yeah, those are the thoughts on the deck. Thoughts on what's going on. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this really long video. I will make a video doing some combos and some thoughts and things that I keep in mind when I'm playing. But yeah, if you have any ideas or thoughts on things to improve or to change, please let me know. And yeah, take care, guys. Thank you. Peace.